On finding meaning in music and what it means to be a musician. Before I get started, this isn't actually a music theory video, but today is Halloween, so I'm dressed as myself doing a music theory video. Winter is coming, so if you need to keep your head warm, you can get yourself one of these hats and support the channel at the Room 34 shop. Link in the description. Okay, let's go. Part 1. How I found meaning in music and my identity as a musician. I used to doubt myself as a musician because I didn't practice enough. I started playing the clarinet in 1985 when I was 11, but I never became the clarinet virtuoso that I thought I was supposed to be. Sure, I learned to play expressively and I understood how the music was supposed to sound, but I never developed the technical proficiency to rip through fast passages, mainly because I just didn't care enough about that aspect of music to work hard at it. Somewhere along the way, I also realized that I didn't enjoy playing clarinet in a quote-unquote classical context all that much. That's fine. Even though I continued to study the clarinet as my primary instrument through college, by high school I'd already shifted my priorities to playing saxophone in the jazz band. I found that music more interesting and playing it was a lot more fun. But I never really learned to improvise as fluidly as I wanted to. I didn't have the proper toolkit. Here it wasn't entirely about not wanting to practice, I didn't know how to practice improvisation. I didn't get those tools in school because where and when I went to school, jazz was still being treated as extracurricular, even within the music department. Sure, my high school band director had taught me a blues scale, and I had the Jamie Aebersold 251 book, but I was lacking the proper music theory context to make sense of it all. This is no slight to my college jazz band director, in case he's watching. He surely would have helped me in any way he could, if only I had asked. But when I was there, he was only on campus 2 days a week, and there wasn't really time to dig into improvisation during our rehearsals. Still, I did manage to get better at improvising during my 4 years in college, which perhaps peaked 1 month after graduation, when I sat in with the jazz combo at my own wedding. But my real passion was rock music anyway. In high school, I had taught myself to play electric bass. Geddy Lee was my hero, and I learned to play along with my Rush cassettes. After college, this was the one aspect of my musical life that actually started to go somewhere. A little bit. Almost. In 2002, I was living in Atlanta, working as a web developer for a tech startup. After hours, I found some other musicians in the area to play with. A couple of them were also big Rush fans, a guitarist and a drummer looking for a bassist, so it was a great fit. We'd randomly show up at blues open mics, start with a couple of Jimi Hendrix tunes, and then stun everyone with our crazy 11-minute Rush medley. I was also playing in another band that did all original music. I thought we were really good. The drummer and the guitarist were rock-solid, inventive players. The guitarist was also a fantastic singer, and he wrote great songs that the drummer and I spiced up with our prog rock inclinations. We got invited to perform at the Midpoint Music Festival in Cincinnati. That could have opened the door to take things to the next level, but I was about to become a parent, and I had already decided to move on. The guys knew, before we got to the Cincinnati gig, that it was going to be the last time I would ever perform with them. I spent the next decade and a half focused on my career as a web developer and my role as a parent, mostly just making music on my own in my spare time. I cranked out a bunch of instrumental recordings, culminating in what I felt was my masterpiece, an epic concept album called Elements. That solo recording approach hit a breaking point when I spent the month of August 2017 meticulously constructing a prog rock interpretation of Stravinsky's Rite of Spring. My reach truly exceeded my grasp. Although I did actually play every note on it, some of the most complicated parts were assembled one measure at a time. After that, I decided I needed to start making music with other humans again. My wife and I, both clarinetists, joined a community band at our son's high school. I also played tenor sax in the jazz band, but there were already too many saxes, so when the bassist disappeared for the second concert cycle of the year, I just decided to give it a try. Never mind the fact that I had never really played bass in a jazz context before. To my surprise, it clicked. And a couple of weeks in, I was asked to join a new jazz combo a few members of the community band were forming. That became the band I've mentioned here a few times, 32nd Street Jazz. That really opened the floodgates. I started playing in community theater pit orchestras again, which I hadn't done in over 20 years. 32nd Street Jazz started gigging regularly, and I got asked to play bass in another big band, now known as the Lake Country Jazz Collective. So why am I giving this drawn-out personal history? I guess it's good background for the channel. Plus, I just wanted to do something with all those old tapes I just unearthed. But also, it's a way to lead into talking about what I think it means to be a musician. Part 2, what I think it means to be a musician. I still feel imposter syndrome whenever I get on stage. I psych myself out and I make stupid mistakes. It's getting better, but it still happens. And then sometimes I'll be scrolling my feeds and I'll see people who are vastly more skilled at their instruments than I'll ever be, and I think, who the hell am I to call myself a musician? But then I think about it a bit more and I realize, I don't really like that kind of music all that much. Music isn't a competition. There's definitely a segment of music that's about showing off. That can be really impressive, at least when it's still telling a musical story. But honestly, I find virtuosity for its own sake kind of tedious. Now, it may just sound like I'm rationalizing my unwillingness to sit in a practice room for hours, days, weeks on end back when I was 19. And that's probably true, to some extent. But it does still get down to the essential question, what is the purpose of music? And what is the purpose of being a musician? I see music as an expression of the human experience. It's a way of making connections with other people that can't be done any other way. It's about joy and pain, ugliness and beauty. It's about life. It's not about flawlessly executed 30-second note septuplet runs at 240 beats per minute. I mean, it can be about that, if that's what speaks to you. But you don't have to be able to play like that to call yourself a musician. Can you use your instrument or your voice to express yourself in sound rhythmically through time? Can you do that with other people in a way that conjures a special kind of magic none of you could produce individually? If so, you're a musician. Find the ways that you connect with music, that allow you to express what you have to say, that bring you meaning and joy. That's what matters. If that means sitting in a practice room when you're 19, perfecting 30-second note septuplet runs at 240 beats per minute, great. If that means getting together with your friends on the weekend to strum cowboy chords over a few beers, also great. If it means nerding out over music theory or geeking out over the latest innovations in music gear like it does for me, it's all still music. Music gives us meaning in so many different ways, there's no need to narrow it down. And there's definitely no need to feel insecure about what you can or can't do. Just do the best you can. But whatever it is, do it with meaning. If you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. Check the description for other ways to support the channel, and let me know down in the comments how music brings meaning to your life. Thanks for watching.
although we're not,